Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zane here, and today I've got another set with Justin Flynn, who's a very awesome guy. We actually recently had an interview, which should be up by the time of this video, and you can check it out in the annotated link, which I'll attach here. This is just a casual set that we'll be playing, but it should be a lot of fun, and using the team that I actually brought to Massachusetts Regionals yesterday, I'll talk about that later. It's actually a team I don't like very much, but I wanted to give it one last shot before I basically retire it forever. The team is Talonflame, Gardevoir, Ferrothorn, Kangaskhan, Rotom Wash, and Aerodactyl. Jay Flynn's team, as you see in team preview, is going to be Amoonguss, Garchomp, Rotom Wash, Tyranitar, Mawile, and Salamence. So a very solid core of 6, relatively standard in terms of Pokemon, but definitely going to be a challenge. First thing is the Mawile. Second thing that I noticed is the Amoonguss. Mawile is obviously going to be the biggest thing that I have to deal with here, and I actually don't have many very good Mawile checks. I think Ferrothorn's probably going to be my best bet. And I do have Will-O-Wisp from Gardevoir and Rotom Wash, which is also good. I think Kangaskhan Aerodactyl is a pretty safe lead. In order for me to set up Tailwind, of course, he doesn't have anything like Trick Room. And Kangaskhan offers Fake Out support as well. But I'm not really sure if I want Aerodactyl or not, because Rock Slide doesn't do very much. Wide Guard's not going to protect me from too much, and it's just kind of dead weight after I set up a Tailwind. So I'm actually don't think I'm going to lead with that. I'm going to go Kangaskhan Gardevoir. Kind of want Talonflame for that Amoonguss. But besides Amoonguss, I don't really hit anything else for too hard. Rotom Wash kind of is good against all of them too. But I want Ferrothorn as well. This is really tricky. However, Tyranitar and Salamence do carry fire type attacks often. But I think I'm still going to go with Ferrothorn. I'm going to go with Talonflame or Rotom. Oh, okay, I went with Rotom. So let's see how this goes. We are playing a best 2 of 3 though, so if things don't go out too well, I can always adapt accordingly in Game 2. Game 1 is normally trying to find the win, but also getting as much information out of your opponent as possible. But let's see what Justin brings. So I should be leading with my Kangaskhan and Rotom. He's going to go with Mawile and Tyranitar. Excuse me, not Kangaskhan and Rotom. Kangaskhan and Gardevoir. So this is not a bad lead matchup for me here. I do have Fake Out, and I am faster than the Mawile, which I'll be able to Will-O-Wisp. Now, I'm actually not running Trace Gardevoir. I'm running, I'm not running Telepathy Gardevoir. I believe that's the ability. I'm running Wow, I am blanking out on Gardevoir's ability. I'm running Telepathy, not Trace. Excuse me. So here, I think I'm just going to go for the Power-Up Punch onto Tyranitar and a Will-O-Wisp onto Mawile. This is a bit aggressive. It's smarter to go with the Fake Out, I think, but if I could get a +1 Kangaskhan this early in the game, I think I'll be in a huge advantage. But let's see. I do believe I ended up bringing the Ferrothorn and the Rotom, which, seeing my opponent's lead, I am very pleased about, but let's see if that turns out, if it ends up being, like, how I predicted it to be. Now, Tyranitar, often, like I said, we see the special variant more than the physical variant, so burning it's not going to do too much, and it does have access to fire-type attacks, so I have to be kind of careful if I do bring in Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, normally a good check to Tyranitar, but not so much in VGC 2014, where Tyranitar does often carry fire-type attacks. So Justin's Mawile is going to Mega Evolve. We're both going to Mega Evolve here. Neither of his Pokemon going for the Protect. I am going to get this Power-Up Punch off, though. Ooh, it looks like that's a critical hit. Wow, that's huge. Yeah, that might actually just end up winning me the game. I got very lucky there. It really would have depended on what Tyranitar did, but let's see how this turn plays out first. Gardevoir is going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, fortunately hitting this Mawile, so that's good, reducing its super effective Iron Head onto that Mawile, which is what Mawile did go for. So, even if I didn't crit, I assume what that Tyranitar did was target the Gardevoir, but if it had, say, Dark Pulse my Kangaskhan, I'd still be, I still would have survived. So, that crit ended up hurting him, but not as much as you might think, because the reason for this is because if that Tyranitar was still on the field, I'd actually be able to get another Power-Up Punch on it, increasing my attack further. Mawile, now that it's burned, cannot do very much damage to my Kangaskhan. Obviously, Mawile is so powerful with this ability, but relative when burned. And Kangaskhan is a fairly bulky Pokemon. I am running, I think, some defense EVs. Enough definitely to survive that play rough from Mawile. Jay Flynn's going to bring in Amoonguss here. Amoonguss, obviously a very big threat. I'm going to go for the return onto Amoonguss and switch out. I think right now is an appropriate time for Ferrothorn to come in. Ferrothorn, of course, can't be spored either, which is good. And +1 return, I believe, KOs the Amoonguss. Not entirely sure, but we'll see. I am running admin Kangaskhan, though, which definitely puts the damage output on the positive side. I'm almost confident that's a KO, but if the Amoonguss is, say, max bulk, max defense, maybe not. Clearly, you see that I don't know my Kangaskhan versus Amoonguss calcs very much. Amoonguss is going to go for the Rage Powder, though, so that's good, as I basically didn't have to waste anything there. Return is going to go off. Let's see how much damage this does. Yeah, wow, that's going to be an easy KO. I clearly don't know my Amoonguss calcs there. +1, I thought it might have had a chance to survive, but obviously not. As Mawile does go for another Iron Head onto the switched in Ferrothorn, we're going to do some Iron Barbs damage to it, in addition to LeBurn damage. And yeah, I'm sure that critical hit definitely caught him off guard as well, and it was such a big advantage for me, because the first power-up punch went through the Intimidate, meaning that it was full-powered and doubled, or 1.5, excuse me, now that we're in 2014 in X and Y. It's going to bring in Rotom here, and at this point, Ferrothorn should be able to clean up the game for me, as I'm just going to return this Rotom and Gyro Ball. Actually, I'm going to Leech Seed the Mawile, since Mawiles tend to be relatively slow, and neither Gyro Ball or Power Whip are going to do very much damage. This return, Rotom showing that it doesn't have the Citrus Berry, so I'm actually going to just pick up the KO there. As you see, that's why I went for the power-up punch on the first turn, knowing that it would be a huge advantage to me if I were able to get it up. And here, Kangaskhan's just rolling through my Justin's team. But once again, I did get very lucky with that first turn critical hit. I don't think it completely turned the game into my favor, but I think it definitely gave me a huge advantage right from the start. Because it basically made it so that Kangaskhan would escape the first turn without any damage. So, looks like I'm going to clean this game up with Kangaskhan and Ferrothorn, and that's it for game 1. But, of course, this is a best 2 of 3 series, so it's far from over yet, but, you know, that was game 1 for you guys. Sucker Punch here onto the Mawile. Let's see how much damage it does. Totally forgetting that Fairy actually resists Dark, so that was not a KO. Should have just went for something like a return. But Kangaskhan's going to survive, and Ferrothorn's going to clean up with this Gyro Ball anyway. It's at the point in the game where nothing really matters, just kind of formalities cleaning up. But Mawile's going to faint here, and I'm going to take the first game with a decisive 4-0 victory after a very lucky first turn critical hit. I think things could have been completely different if it weren't for that crit. But that's it for the first game, guys. Who do you think is going to win the series? Like, rate, comment, of course, subscribe in the comments below. I believe Justin and I are both going to upload the entire series as I take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. Anyway, that's it for today's game, guys, and I'll see you in the next game. Peace.